After Grandmother Tala passes on the knowledge to Moana that their people were brave and adventurous voyagers of the ocean, Tala's health seems to immediately decline. In only a few moments, Grandma Tala went from a sprightly and energetic woman to one who is perishing before our eyes. And the reason I believe these events seem to simultaneously take place is because I think Moana's grandmother sacrificed herself. Hello, I'm Isaac from Watso Videos, where we discuss fun topics for fun people. On my channel, I focus on spreading magic by examining Disney films, so if you are new here, consider subscribing. I'm so bummed because I saw this initial idea as a comment in one of my videos, and I totally forgot to save it, but it's such a cool theory, so thank you to whoever brought this to me. Fun people are so creative, and it makes me so excited to be able to expand and work on ideas with you, especially when we get to discuss the wise and caring woman from Motunui. Before Moana leaves on her adventure to restore the heart of Te Fiti, Grandmother Tala appears to be one of the oldest members of Motunui. There are many elderly gray-haired villagers amongst Moana's people, but no one else seems to have aged as much as her. Don't be fooled though over Tala's age. She may have aged, become weaker, been forced to use a walking stick, gained a cough, earned wrinkles, and obtained white hair, but she still can dance, move, and share her stories just as she had during Moana's early years. Even though she was getting older, she was still living and was doing so with a purpose. Through Moana's life, Moana and Tala grew to share a close relationship. While Tui encouraged Moana to discard her love for the sea in favor of her duties as future chief, Tala encouraged Moana's calling, adamantly supporting who she is over all else, for Tala saw the role Moana would play in protecting their people. She believed in the mission Moana would one day be forced to adventure on because Tala is committed to the legends of her past. Grandma Tala accepts darkness is falling upon the world, and if the heart of Te Fiti is not returned to its rightful place, all of humanity will fall victim to a slow and painful death at the hands of the lava demon Te Kā. Over her time on the island, Tala witnesses the darkness degrading the land, destroying the crops, and forcing fish away, but luckily she has hope. Although Tala held her concerns over the fate of mankind and shared them when she could, which eventually left her being labeled as a crazy lady, it was in the early years of Moana's life that she saw in front of her eyes her granddaughter being chosen to bear the burden of the world. The ocean gifted the heart of Te Fiti to the girl, and Tala saw it all.
I was there that day. The ocean chose you.
Moana was the person who was destined to save them all, and Tala took it upon herself to guide her to that destiny. After seeing the destruction from darkness continue to grow, and waiting many years for Moana to be ready to receive her calling, Tala guides Moana to finally ask her to reveal the truth of who she is.
What's in there?
The answer. Who are you meant to be?
Finally, Tala excitedly passed on the knowledge that Moana is the one who will journey beyond the reef, find Maui, deliver him across the ocean to return the heart of Te Fiti. But when Moana decides to take action on her calling, Tala begins to fade more rapidly, and I believe that is because of the secret she has kept from her family and her people, which of course she isn't afraid to have.
I'm his mom. I don't have to tell him anything.
Tala seems to have an awareness her death is approaching and knew what her fate would be when she told Moana about her ancestors' past and when Moana leaves on her voyage. Tala knows she will soon transcend into the spirit world and return to Moana as a manta ray. And I think the reason she accepts and prepares for her death is because she knows what is keeping her alive. Although Moana was the individual chosen by the ocean to bear the burden of returning the heart of Te Fiti, it was Tala who secretly hid the mystical object in her necklace for years, waiting to give it back to Moana when she was ready. The stone with the greatest power ever known hung around the neck of Tala, and I think its proximity to Tala allowed her to absorb some of its magic, thereby allowing her to inadvertently extend her life. But of course, that's not why she was wearing it around her neck. Tala wasn't wearing the heart of Te Fiti for herself, but to protect it for her family and her people. Others would have disregarded it or shamed her for placing so much value on the rock, just as Tui brushed off Moana when she told of its power. For carrying that secret and burden during the later years of her life though, the consequence of wearing it, I think, was that her life continued to push on even as her body was fading. As her body continued to burn out, I think her life became reliant on her proximity to the heart, making her live longer after she was meant to pass. And I think Tala knew that was what the heart was providing her. I believe she understood without the heart near her, she would finally die. But she also was prepared to pass it on to Moana to save humanity as she had foretold for her entire life. After Grandmother Tala explains Moana must travel on this adventure, Tala gives Moana the heart and she excitedly leaves to begin her journey. Letting go of the heart is what Grandma Tala knew had to be done, and after lifting this burden off her shoulders, she finally relaxes, seen through her exhaling, and sadly looks over the ocean knowing her time had come. Even though moments ago Tala had been mobile and joyful, I think as the heart becomes more and more distant, her soul begins to slip away. We see Tala does attempt to walk back to the village on her own, but can't make it, seen through her walking stick being left behind. I think this is showing to the fullest extent how Tala's separation from the heart of Te Fiti is not allowing her to push on, while only moments later she was capable and connected to the world. When Moana, with the heart of Te Fiti in hand, comes to her grandmother, Tala seems to be able to push on, suggesting again the heart is the only thing keeping her alive. This is also supported from the medical villagers being unsure on what was wrong with her or how they could help her. They couldn't understand what was happening because they couldn't see the mystical nature of Tala's life. Tala urges Moana to leave the island and travel across the sea to restore the heart, even though she is dying.
Not now. I can't.
You must.
This, after all, was the moment Tala had waited for her entire life to support, and the mission she'd committed to. Tala had worked to ensure her people would be saved. Moana had to leave Motunui to save humanity, and Tala assures her that even though she's passing, her spirit will still be with her.
There is no way you could go that I won't be with you.
Grandma Tala had spent her whole life telling the story of Maui's mistake and the need for a hero to undo it. So when she was given the chance to help her granddaughter fulfill that mission, she took it. After Moana was bestowed with the heart of Te Fiti, Tala supported Moana's connection to the ocean and secretly safeguarded the heart for her granddaughter for many years, which I believe she came to realize extended her life. Even though I think her connection to the land of the living became tied with her proximity to the heart, Tala couldn't selfishly hold onto the heart, for she couldn't put her life above that of the rest of humanity. Tala returned the heart of Te Fiti to Moana so Moana could begin her voyage across the ocean to save the world. But by Moana leaving and distancing Tala from her life source, Grandmother Tala's body died while her spirit voyaged out. Tala let go of the desire to continue her life so that her descendants could continue to live and rediscover who they were. If you're watching this video, then you probably know who you are, a Disney fan, and that's awesome. One of my favorite aspects of creating YouTube videos is to facilitate growing a community of fun people who enjoy spreading magic, and where that community interacts on a very personal level is on the Watso Discord server. For $5 a month, you can support the channel and come chat with some other fun people who are consistently talking about their lives and expressing their excitement for our favorite fandoms. We have a lot of fun hanging out there, and I've met some seriously wonderful people through Discord who I even went and hung out with over last weekend. I think what is being created over there is extremely positive and exciting. So if you'd like to come become friends with all of us fun people on there, you can find the link to my Patreon page so you can gain access to the server as well below. Here are a list of some of the fantastic patrons over on Patreon who are amazing supporters of my videos. To see me talk about Moana more, you can find the link to my playlist in the description. And if you'd like to continue to see more magical discussions like this one, then don't forget to click that subscribe button and the beautiful bell if you're new. As always, thanks for watching and have a magical day.